Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm That Fat Guy, and today I am absolutely so excited. I have got an internet celebrity on my channel. This is an episode of Fat Chat where we talk about everything weight loss and talk to real people about their journeys rather than seeing some person with 10 billion subscribers and no body fat on them. I like to talk to people that are actually doing the hard work and are currently losing weight. And I've got someone that I'm very proud to have on my channel today. I've followed her since her first or second video. She has the most amazing and infectious personality. I've got Beatrice Caruso today. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here.
No, I'm the excited one because your videos are absolutely amazing, and anyone who is on this channel will know that I've mentioned you countless times. But you've got a great personality. You're really good at editing your videos, and you're doing cool stuff. I really like it.
Oh my God, the flattery! Stop it.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Oh gee, you've been there since like the beginning, like less than 100 subs. So
Well, from what I remember and what we just spoke about before we started, turn on that record button,
yeah.
you actually came across my channel first.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
But yes, honestly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot, and it's been so great following your journey. For anyone who is watching this, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing?
My name is Beatrice Caruso. I go by B. I'm a graphic designer by trade. I recently started my weight loss journey again here on YouTube. I'm trying to lose 100 pounds and trying to make it as fun as I possibly can. So it's not terrible.
Nah, your videos are great. Like, they're really entertaining to watch. One of my favorite bits that I absolutely died laughing was when you were on the ground, like doing a Superman kind of thing like this.
Yeah.
What was that?
So in the Chloe Ting workout program, she has like these, I think they're called like back extensions, where you get on the ground and you alternate like pumping your arms and feet up like at the same time. I just don't have the coordination. It looks like an exercise when she does it. And I did get it down a little bit better by the end of that, but
yeah. I was relieved to see that you're doing a workout and not having a seizure. It was really good.
Yeah.
But look, look, your journey so far has been really fascinating because you did a 3-day water fast, and that would like literally kill me. Like, honestly, I'll be dead. And then doing that intense Chloe Ting challenge. How have these helped you, and what is your current strategy for weight loss?
So like my whole point of doing like all these challenges is to like trick myself, like bamboozle myself a little bit, because if I think about this as like, I'm going to have to do this for the rest of my life, then it gets daunting and it gets scary and it gets to be something like that I'll just quit. But if it's something like a 3-day water fast or a 28-day Chloe Ting challenge, like there's an end in sight. So it's like I'll suffer for longer because I know that it will end. And then I can choose, to whether or not to keep going or not.
That's really interesting. So, yeah, I can imagine, if you've got this far off goal, like way off in the distance, and this is what I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life, that would be very difficult to maintain. But look, so what is your current strategy for weight loss now?
Basically what I'm doing is intermittent fasting. I'm counting calories. I'm gradually building on some of the things that I have been doing, like drinking a gallon a day, or, nutrition wise, I'll start like upping my nutrition to be like health guru status. Like, cause right now I'm still like eating baked chips and like chocolate and stuff. So I'm gradually getting better at things. And as far as working out goes, I would eventually like to end up in a gym, but with like this whole COVID thing, it's not really a possibility at the moment. So like I'm trying a bunch of like these different challenges, and just kind of seeing what I like. So, you know, like that's another thing with challenges too. Like you get to try a bunch of different things and you're still losing weight. Like they're still effective.
That's so
But
good.
yeah.
You got to try something new. You got to try something that you like. I've
Yeah.
personally done intermittent fasting myself, and it certainly works. Like, how are you doing your intermittent fasting?
So I'm in an 8-hour eating window. So I eat from 12 to 8, and like that's basically it.
So, what do you do for outside that window? What are you consuming?
Just water. Like I don't consume anything else.
Wow.
If I'm taking like medications or like any kind of medications that I'm taking, I just take within my eating window. So like it doesn't make me sick to take on an empty stomach,
Yeah.
you know? So
I hate it when you're on this hardcore weight loss journey and then you get sick or you come down with something and doctor's like, have this medicine, but you can only have it 5 times a day, but with food.
yep.
So you mentioned you're drinking a gallon of water a day. First question, what the hell is a gallon? And second question, are you still like doing it? Like, is it tough for you to do so?
I knew you were gonna come for me about the metric system, and it's like 128 ounces. I don't know what that translates to in liters, but I am still on that grind.
That's the biggest water bottle I've ever seen in my life.
Two of these is a gallon.
Are you sitting on a toilet right now, or are you on a chair?
I was when I first started, like it was constant, but like your body gets used to being hydrated, and it's like, I don't know, it's not as crazy, I guess.
That's insane. But
every 15 minutes, just like I was getting those steps in, running back and forth to the bathroom. So
oh my God, I'm up to 20,000 steps. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But look,
that's why you drinking water.
Well, for all those who don't know, I'm from Sydney, Australia, and Beatrice is from Colorado. And I give her heaps about the imperial system as much as she does give me heaps about the metric system. But so, like, what inspired you to do this journey now, and why on YouTube?
So weight loss has always been, as a woman, weight loss has always been something that's been in the back of my head. Like, okay, I need to lose 20 pounds before prom. I need to lose this much weight before so-and-so's wedding. You know, I remember my earliest diet being like in 5th grade. And I don't know if that's like a healthy mind frame or whatever, but like I did get to the point where I'm obese now. And I'm like, you know, it gets just quarantine in general just made me realize how far it had gone the other way. Like when you're not comfortable laying down, relaxing, like, you know, like maybe I should change a bit. Yeah. And then YouTube, a lot of people actually don't know this about me, but I had a YouTube channel 3 to 4 years prior. I don't know the time frame. I have no concept of time, but like, it was a few years ago and it was dedicated to weight loss, but my mindset really wasn't in the place for that. So I just kept like losing and gaining back the same 5 pounds. But like I did really fall in love with like the community, the weight loss community, like having like those people who are going through similar struggles as myself, and then like getting tips and tricks from them, seeing what they're up to. I mean, that's like how I found you, like reaching out and finding people who are on a similar journey. Like even though we're not tackling it the same way, there's still that kinship.
Well, thank you for finding my channel once again. I'll keep saying it over and over because yeah, seeing you and your journey has been inspiring for me. I'm actually considering doing a Chloe Ting challenge myself as a guy. And
oh my God,
how that goes.
you should. Yes. We need to sign a petition. Aren't you doing some like yoga and it's like from a wrestler?
Yes, I'm actually started doing Diamond Dallas Page yoga, and it's yoga designed for men. So it's not like that sort of like, all right, ladies, now we're going to get into the swan position and breathe, and we're going to center ourselves as mothers to the planet. No, nothing like that. It is, he's a pro wrestler turned yoga instructor who's just like, all right, guys, now we're going to get your hands into the diamond cutter, and then we're going to bring it out to your sides and hulk it out. And it's really cool because it's actual yoga stuff that he's adopted for men and turned it into something that's fun and cool to do for guys that doesn't feel emasculinating. Like, is that the right word? Like, because yoga is primarily focused at women, I feel. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's primarily focused toward women, but like it has been used like for football players, like these super like masculine men, because like it gets those little bitty muscles that aren't really exercised with, like those big gross muscle movements of like hitting the gym.
I love that. Gross muscle movements. That's brilliant. I'm gonna write that down. But it is cool because it's taught me, how to regulate my breathing. It's helping me gain a little bit more flexibility, and it's just something different, and it's low impact. And I'm having a great time doing it because, like, seriously, like this support beam that's holding up my roof at the moment, that's the limit of my flexibility when I first started. Like, it's
like no bending, just straight.
No bending. I'd rather just fall on the floor to pick something up. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing that. If any guys are watching out there, give it a go. Diamond Dallas Page yoga. Just one thing though, it's weird trying to find yoga pants for men. Doesn't exist.
I do see guys around like wearing yoga pants, but like they have shorts over them, so it kind of like covers the crotch situation, so you're not like a David Bowie Labyrinth situation. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen that movie? Please tell me you have, because it's
yes. I would cut to a picture, but I'm not going to. You guys can Google that and find it yourself. Oh, well. Anyway, so look, you mentioned in your videos that you've used food previously as an emotional crutch. So in your opinion, like, why is food such a go-to for many people when it comes to coping with the stresses of life?
Well, like there's the scientific reason where like, it boosts endorphins and, it makes you happy. It's like why a drug addict reaches out for a drug. It's to fill that void. It's to numb whatever feeling you're trying to avoid. For me, I've been diagnosed with depression and anxiety, high functioning depression and anxiety. So what that means to a lot of people, what that means is a little bit different than like the standard definition of depression. It means like that I can function for things that like I'm supposed to do, like going to work, going to school, but like it takes a lot of effort. And then like afterwards, I like go straight back into like that depressive state where like, I'm basically sleeping the rest of the day. But so to get through, like some of those daily tasks that are no big deal for other people, at the end of like the work day or the school day, I would start like rewarding myself with food. Like I'd be like, okay, we got through it. Let's go and grab all of the McDonald's. Let's go back to my bed and just have a party for one and eat until I was sick, and then, lay down and wait to do it again for the next day. So it's an emotional crutch.
Yeah, it certainly is a vicious cycle for some, and myself included. I honestly believe that food is an addiction, and I don't believe that people see it as an addiction. They just see, overweight people as just people that are lazy and overindulge to themselves. Whereas, honestly, I believe that I ate, like a lot of my weight gain was drinking Coca-Cola. And I was so addicted to that. Like, honestly, if I went, and I did this at the start of my journey, I went cold turkey off Coca-Cola, and I'm talking like, I don't know what it is, Imperial, but like maybe up to 2 liters of Coke a day. And the withdrawals I went through, I was like shaking, sweating, migraines. Like I was in the worst mood. Like food itself is just such an addiction, and I'm sorry to hear that you've been dealing with the depression, and that you've been very open about it on your channel, and I honestly am so impressed, and that you are so open about it, and I feel that a lot of people, like, they go through life with these demons, and they hide it from everyone else instead of being open about it. Like, if people were more open about what they're going through, what they're feeling, do you think like the world would just be better off, or like how do you think it would impact the world?
People being like open and honest and like having discussions in general, I think would make the world a better place. As far as depression goes, it's destigmatizing something that a lot of people don't talk about. But then like when I'm like openly saying like I'm depressed, or like, I have these anxiety problems, people like out of the woodwork are like, me too. It's not, it almost seems like more people have problems with depression and anxiety than like they don't. It almost seems being unaffected by those things is like less.
Saying it out loud like that, it just seems a bit silly how society is at the moment. Yeah. Like until someone has the courage to say, oh, I'm feeling this, or I've got this, or I feel this way, other people will just stay silent, and it's just so disheartening. And the rate of suicide, especially in men, is ridiculous from mental health issues.
Yep. Well, it's like that standard like gender roles. Men are supposed to be like the silent, strong types and not be emotional, and women are more free to be emotional. Like in the past, it's changing now, and I'm so thankful that like the world is changing now, because men have emotions too, and they should be able to voice any kind of emotion that they have.
Well, like, that's one thing I've tried to do with my channel, is be as open and honest to my audience as possible. Because I did this weight loss journey for myself on YouTube, like daily videos, as a way of keeping myself accountable. So like, and you would know this, B, when you start a weight loss journey, if you fail, you're really only failing yourself, and when you fail enough times for yourself, it kind of loses that sort of like that impact. But if you throw it out there for everyone to see and you get some followers, suddenly you've got an audience that you have to keep to. And you've exploded. And now I checked, like, just before, you had like 92,000 subscribers. Like, did you ever think you'll be this big? Well, subscriber wise?
No, like not at all. Like I was super stoked when there was 700 people. I mean, I figured like maybe I would get a couple thousand by the time I was done with my journey in its entirety, like that having been like within the span of like a year and a half. I didn't expect to gain this amount of attention this early on, and it's been crazy, like absolutely insane.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it'd be like to go through. So like, just like, because I think you had like something like 7 or 8 videos, and then you did the Chloe Ting challenge, and then boom, it exploded. And still being fairly young in terms of like, you know, content, it must have just been such a mind explosion. And I don't know how you're coping with it. I honestly don't. It's like I struggle to keep up with the comments on my channel. I've got a loathsome like 600. Yeah, I love every single one of my subscribers. Absolutely love them to death. I've gotten to know so many of them, but yeah, I can't imagine what it'd be like keeping up with 900,000. Also, no, 90,000. If you need a personal assistant, you know, I'm happy to help.
Well, like it's just that I felt so bad because I originally started this for the community. You know, it was, you know, to help me lose weight, like to help keep me accountable. It wasn't to like get famous, and I still don't consider myself famous, you know. I just like a regular normal person, but like it was really hard for me to like not being able to answer people, like because I was able to keep up with it before, and then all of a sudden it like snowballed and I wasn't able to keep up with it anymore, and people are telling me like really personal things, like personal struggles that they have, and it's like my whole point to this was so like I could get support from them and then, you know, give it back. And wasn't able to do that anymore, and like I've come to terms with it. I'm not as upset about it anymore. And then like speaking about it on my channel and having people tell me like, we don't expect you to do that. Like, we know there's too much, like, don't overwhelm yourself. And like them just reassuring me, like, again, me taking from them.
That, yeah, it's very sweet that you feel that way. And the fact that you actually want to give back like to your audience, like actually, and have gotten like actually upset over the fact that you can't reply back to everyone, just really goes to show your character. And I think that has a lot to do with your popularity as well, like not just the Chloe Ting, you know, aspect of it. It's just that, and I knew this from the very start, like, you know, first or second video, I think I commented saying, your personality is awesome. You're going to be huge. And I'm so proud of you that you've gone this far. And I'm even more stoked that you've actually taken the time out of your day to spend it here with me, talking to some bloke in Australia.
Well, of course. Thank you so much for saying all that sweet things. That's why I keep you around.
So I just inflate your oh well, excuse me guys, but
yeah, I'm kidding, but like seriously, like you've been there since like the very beginning, and like we've gone back and forth on videos before, like, you know, before I had an audience. And of course, like I would spend like my time talking to you on the fat chat.
Well, like, I mean, one thing that sticks out to me about B, and for some people who, well, for a majority of the people that are watching this, it might be the first time they're ever on this channel. I'm losing weight through a thing called the Man Shake. Right, the Man Shake is an Australian-made product. It is a meal replacement shake. So what it does is, like, instead of having your breakfast and lunch, you replace it with a shake. It's designed to give you protein, keep you fuller for longer, and replace those meals completely, keeping your calories down and keeping you in a calorie deficit, hopefully, at the end of the day. And it's absolutely working gangbusters for me. I've lost like 35.9 kilos. I'll put the pounds conversion up here. But it's ever since because I've been doing that the whole time, but ever since B has come to my channel, she said from like one of the first comments that she's done there, the fact that the Man Shake always reminds her, who sings that song? I don't even know who sings it.
It's Khalees.
Khalees. Yeah, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and then she's like, you know, my Man Shake brings all the boys to the yard, and I hate her for it.
I love that so much, and that's how I knew that we were going to be friends, because you laughed and you hated me.
I laughed through the tears.
You gave me crap about it, and you still give me crap about it.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, just imagine every time you go to, you know, make something every day you see the man shake on it and you think of like that freaking song. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. You thought you were going to be a badass losing all this weight. And then all you think about is that song every time.
Oh, I'm still a badass. Don't worry. So how much weight have you lost? Like, where did you start at and where you're at now? What are you looking to get to?
So I started at 252.4 pounds. I don't know what that is in the metric system.
I'll put all the conversions up.
And then I'm down to like 229 point something now. So I've lost like 22.6 pounds, I believe, if I'm right. I'm just like remembering this from the top of my head. I don't really like care about my weight too much because like it's whatever. But I'd like to get down to around like 150. Like that's what one of those BMI charts said. So that's about like 102 pounds from my starting weight.
I don't subscribe to the whole BMI thing because there's so many different body types out there and like bone densities and muscle masses. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's true. But I needed some kind of something. I mean, and it's like I need to be down to 150 pounds. It's like if I get down to 180 and I feel great and I look great, you know, and like I feel strong, then like, cool.
I could just imagine you standing in the mirror there. You're looking down at the scales. The scales read 180. And you're just like, cool.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Shut it down.
And we're done. Masterpiece. But look, I mean, other than the scales, because everyone looks at the scales, right? What are you doing to keep track of your progress?
I'm doing measurements, like body measurements, and then there's like always the non-scale victories. Like I showed off in a recent video, my jeans actually fit, like jeans that were like tight and I'd have to like unbutton to when I sat down, like they actually fit now. You know, I'm counting it a solid win that I can shave my legs without it feeling like an Olympic event. You know, and I feel comfortable when I lay down. It's not like, it's like I'm just noticing like the stairs aren't as big of a struggle, and you know, just little things like that I'm keeping track of, and I'm very thankful for, because like those are the things that you start noticing immediately.
But I mean, it's so funny you say you shave your legs, because I don't shave my legs for anyone else. But like when I would tie my shoe, right, I always had to hold my breath. Like, I don't know why it helps to hold your breath. Like, you can't breathe while you're tying your shoe if you're overweight. I don't know what it is, but I want to get to that point where I can do like, and I said this the other day in one of my live chats, one arm on either side of your leg, reaching down to tie your shoe. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Because right now I got to open up both legs and, you know, show off everything to the world before I can tie my shoe, or put my shoe up on my knee.
And then the bow tie always ends up to the side.
Yes.
I know. I've been there.
We got to come up with a list of just the common, like, overweight people's struggles that we all experience together, but in complete silence.
Right.
People out there, put in the comments below, what fat people experiences do you think that we all share, but we just don't talk about? Because honestly, you know those those plastic outdoor chairs, like the really, I honestly, I'm terrified of those things. I've smashed through a few in my lifetime.
Oh God, that's my worst fear. I've never broken a chair, but it's like, I think that's like every fat person's worst nightmare, because it's very public. Like you're at a restaurant with chairs and like they creak when you sit down. You're like, oh God, don't breathe, don't move. I better eat light.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever been sitting like on an outdoor chair, right? And it's got those really thin legs. It's like a chair that wasn't meant to be for the outdoors, but they've put it on the grass for some reason, and you slowly start sinking into the ground.
Yeah, you just start aerating the grass. Is that how you say that? Aerating? I can't say it.
Yeah, I've like, there was a wedding that I went to. I'll never forget it. It had rained for like a week prior, and I was probably around maybe about 130, 120 kilos. This is before I gained a lot of weight, and 120, 130 is no small amount. Like, I was still quite overweight. And this wedding, like, obviously wasn't meant to. This venue usually didn't have weddings out on the lawn. Or they had more guests than what they expected. I don't know. But there were these chairs that had these metal thin, like really thin, like legs. And I sat in it, and honestly, like that much of the leg, like probably about, 20 centimeters of the leg wound up in the ground. And,
Oh no.
and I didn't realize, because it was such a slow sink, but I realized that my knees were just starting to come up. Like, I was like, why? What's going on here? Oh, well. The joys of being fat people. So yeah, honestly, down below, post a common fat guy issues or fat people issues. Well, look, why don't you give us some? I'm keen to know this because I sent you this in advance, right? I want to know 3 random facts about you that will interest your subscribers.
Oh God. So I like struggled with this, and I only thought of 1, and then 2 that aren't really like anything, but my subscribers don't know because I've never said it on my channel. So the first one, the one that I thought of, was that I haven't had social media for the past like 3-4 years. Like, when I stopped my old channel, I completely like wiped it out and got rid of like absolutely everything. Because I had also broken up with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I didn't want him and his new girlfriend to like find my stuff and start making fun of me, because awkward. So I like got rid of all social media from then till like 2 months ago, when I started this new channel. And well, I actually had a lurker Instagram. I didn't ever post anything or interact with anyone or follow any friends or anything. It was just like primarily for memes, because you gotta stay up to date with the memes, or else you get left behind. And the other 2 that I thought of that are just like very basic things about myself that I've never shared, but like a lot of people ask me, is I'm 5'6", and I am 28 years old.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good facts, because like I wouldn't have even tried to guess how tall you were. And your age, you never mentioned that, but that's very interesting about the social media. I knew that as well, because I had to find you on Instagram to message you to have a chat. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's your Facebook? I'll add you as a friend. It's like, I haven't. I'm like, but I can imagine being a graphic designer, you have to try to keep up with, the common, or the current social memes and all of that kind of stuff, I would assume.
Yep, definitely. And trends, like in advertising and stuff. I wasn't away from the internet. I was just like a spectator, a ghost. Like, you can't find anything on me. Like, basically, I don't exist. I'm just like a lurker. But I didn't have like an account. So like I couldn't like or comment or, anything that you have to have.
So you're like incognito mode, personalized. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
I like it. Well, welcome back to the social world. Do you think you'll ever set up Facebook again?
I don't think so. Like, Facebook has changed. It's like a lot of like politics and like craziness now. And it's not, I don't know, it's not my scene anymore. I prefer Instagram. I'm a much more visual person. So like, having pictures like pop up on my feed, or, kind of my jam over like YouTube.
Well, I like watching your Instagram stories and your feed because you do some pretty funny stuff, like whether it be your workout or dancing. I like it. It's just really cool. It's really cool. You got a dance challenge going at the present moment. Is that still going?
Yep. We are on day 13. It's a 21-day dance challenge. I made a bunch of playlists on my channel. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to keep those up for whenever. So if you come across the challenge later, you can join. I made a hashtag for my dance challenge. It's really long and hard to remember. It is Get Up Off Thing 21-day dance challenge. And I follow that hashtag on Instagram. So if you post yourself dancing or, any workout that you're doing, I follow that hashtag, and it's likely that I'll like or comment and cheer you on, because I'm doing the same thing right now.
Well, the ironic thing about this is I asked you to plug it, but it will most likely be day 21 by the time that this actually published. But for all those who just think it, they can still do it after, I assume, and you'll still give them the
yeah, I'll leave those playlists up. So I've already spent the time making the playlists. They're fitness martial playlists. So if you want to do 30 minutes of that cardio workout, they're there on my channel under the playlist tab.
We gotta love those playlists. Gotta love those playlists. But if you could say anyone out there, if you could say to anyone out there who are thinking about starting their weight loss journey, just on the cusp of it, what advice would you give them? And is there any lessons that you've learned on your journey that you could pass on some wisdom and knowledge of?
I think I'd start with mental health. Get your mental health in check first. I mean, the stronger you are mentally, the more likely you are to accomplish your goals, physically. I think that's why my journey is going so well this time, is because I put in the groundwork mentally first, off camera. And I would say start small and build. Start with trying to drink a gallon of water for a week straight, and then the next week maybe add on intermittent fasting, and then the next week after that add counting calories. Start slow so it's not daunting.
Yeah. And when you first start searching up strategies to lose weight, you're going to be throwing so much information from everyone out there. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone else's opinion is wrong. There's always one way to do something, but there isn't. There are so many ways to do things to lose weight, and they're so long as you're doing it in a healthy way, you're not killing yourself doing it. You don't need to lose 6 pounds a week to be healthy, and just keep to it. And like B said, mental health is very important. You reach out to friends and families, make a support network. Even if you really want to, throw it out there to the void. B, you're telling me a little bit about the void earlier.
Oh. I was telling him when I originally started my weight loss journey that it's shouting into a void. You don't really expect an answer back. You're just kind of putting yourself out there, and it's anonymous. There's no one from your real life. I could shut off my phone, and then no one in my real life know that I'm posting my weight loss journey on the internet. Yeah, but it's a little bit scary when the void starts answering back.
Yeah, but even just putting yourself out there on the social media and screaming out into the void, it can also make yourself accountable. And so it's not just to yourself, it's to other people out there. And it's funny because we're having a bit of a chat before this, but Beatrice, her friends and co-workers and all that, they don't know that she's doing this. It's amazing. Well, anyway, I better let you go because you're probably waiting to have dinner or something, I assume. Have you had dinner?
Not yet. It's almost into my eating window. So.
What's for dinner? What are you having?
I'm going to have chili beans.
Chili beans?
Yeah, leftovers from last night. You probably don't know what a chili bean is.
What's a chili bean?
And then there's a bunch of onions, bell pepper, like a bunch of veggies mixed in, and then hamburger meat. So it's like a stew, like a thick stew.
Hamburger meat. Is that just beef mince? Like minced up
Have
beef?
in Australia. Y'all don't have Amazon or hamburger meat?
No. Okay. Whoa, hold up here, right? We've got beef and beef mince. Like, you can't go to the shop and buy hamburger meat, you know? Like, you can get like patties, like
It's just
beef patties and that.
ground beef.
Ground beef, yes. Yeah, we call it mince, as in because you mince up the beef. So mince.
Oh, yeah. I call it hamburger meat. Because it's what.
So is it like chili con carne? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's like that.
Then why don't you just say chili con carne?
Because I don't call it that. I call it chili beans.
But like
last year, I put some cilantro on there and some sour cream.
Cilantro is another one. It's coriander, and by the way,
get out of here! Get out of here with your coriander.
And I hate coriander. I hate it.
How can you hate coriander? I mean cilantro. It's like the freshest herb in all of existence.
Because that freshest herb was designed by Satan and planted on this earth just to be disgusting.
Does it taste like soap to you?
If soap tastes like arse, then yes.
No, but like some people have that gene that like cilantro tastes like soap.
Yeah, I've definitely got that gene. I can taste it, like a flake of it in a dish. Like if you put it, like a flake of it in chili beans, and I happen to get it, I would know.
Oh, I put handfuls. Like there's more cilantro than chili beans.
Oh,
about it.
I thought you and I were going to be friends. That's so disappointing. That's so disappointing. But honestly, I've been wanting to get to America to experience your cuisine, because even though you guys like honestly have no real sort of authenticness. You know, it's not like Italy where you get the authentic Italian pasta. You don't go. I guess you got the Chicago deep dish and the Philly cheesesteak, but they're all like taken off of other things.
Well, everything's a fusion. Everything is like a caricature of something else.
Well, that's what I want to see. I want to go there and experience his caricature word and wine and also like all the things that you guys do, like the wacky stuff, like fried butter, you know, and like things like that. I want to experience.
Yep, you've got to go. You got to come and go to like a state fair, because that's where all the weird fried stuff is. So
go do this massive weight loss journey, lose all the weight, load up on a plane, go to America, gain it back, and then start all over again. And then the channel just keeps going.
I'm gonna go to once I lose the weight. So.
Well, yeah. But what we'll do is we'll start to wrap it up here. Is there any other things that you want to say to your audience out there, or like any comments that you want to make to anyone watching this?
I guess just thank you so much for like the support. Everyone has been like completely amazing. Like I mention it in all of my videos, just how grateful I am to be supported by absolute complete strangers from all over the world. So yeah, thank you.
And also please subscribe to this channel.
Subscribe. Subscribe to that fat guy. On you.
Well, I appreciate that shameless plug from myself. But look, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. B, it has just been so awesome talking to you. I honestly have been so excited for this ever since we organized it, like, 2 months ago. So thank you very, very much for your time today. And it was crazy to work out, because like right now in Colorado, what time is it?
It's close to 7 p.m. So we are happening. And I'm super excited to have finally been able to be on this fat chat with you. It's been months in the work, like you said. So
yeah, because right now it's morning here. Like I've got my great big, I got an R2D2 coffee plunger, which is nearly empty. So that usually means by the time it's nearly empty, the podcast is nearly over. That's how I go by it. But honestly, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone out there that is watching. I love every single one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sure Beatrice feels the same way. And have a good day, night, evening, and good morning.